Hi, this is the Brett Beard Show on DSTV. I'm Jules Dormain, and this is head football coach of the Yellow Jackets, Brett Beard. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
We obviously start the season off 0-2. It's not where we want to be.
You got some growing pains. I mean, this program, the changes got to take place here. Rome wasn't built in a day, and the programs has got to take place. The program changes that have got to take place at Denham isn't going to happen overnight. There's a lot of things that we've got to change. Starting with that culture in that locker room, coming out of that field house onto the football field. A culture of accepting responsibility and wanting responsibility, and wanting to be better. We've got a standard we're trying to meet, and we're nowhere near that standard yet. And it's all part of growing pains. I mean, we're going to take some lumps early on as we continue to learn our offense, defense, special teams, and the level of play that our expectations that these young men have never done before. That's all coming. It's just a matter of time before the light bulb goes off and these kids start performing and doing the job we ask them to do.
Let's take a look at those Cenimal highlights. Your Denham Spring Yellow Jackets take the field at Cenimal in the pit away for our first game of the season. Coach Beard getting the team fired up on the sideline. First drive of the game, QB number 3, Cole Poirier, screen pass to number 21, Rodriguez for the quick and easy touchdown. Coach, what went wrong here?
Yeah, just, the game was a little fast at first right there, and it was early. It's the first time we've really been on the field together in a live situation, and I thought it was moving a little fast for him. I made a mistake myself that I'll talk about later on when we clean this up.
Jackets would then go 3 and out, and then on third down there would be a missed tackle. QB number 3 Poirier scrambling, a beautiful touchdown pass to number 17 Noah Locke. 14-0 Gators very quick.
Yep, a couple of poor decisions right there by defenders. I'm not going to point anybody out, but you have the missed tackle because we're coming out of control, and you have the corner that stops covering. We're teaching play to the whistle. We obviously didn't play to the whistle right there. We didn't get the job done.
Third down, number 15, John McDaniel would be sacked by Cenimal, number 9, Tyler Lejean. Jackets punt. Gators would punt, and then the snap would go over the head of punter/QB, number 3, Poirier. Jackets recovered deep in Cenimal territory. On third down, John Mark would hand the ball off to number 5, Ray McNeely. Touchdown. Jackets lead cut 14-7. That was a good play by Ray, trucking through defenders.
Yeah, you finally get a break. You got to make a break right there, and that's what we did. We scored, and when you get those opportunities with other people's mistakes, you got to capitalize.
Gators would then march back down the field. QB number 3, Poirier, screen to number 7, Reggie Sims, would get really far down the field to the 5-yard line. On the very next play, number 3, Poirier, handoff to number 7, Sims, with the easy walk-in touchdown. Virtually no one there to stop him at the goal line. Jackets continue to struggle. On third down, McDaniel sacked by number 91, Dylan Carpenter. Jackets forced to punt again.
We just weren't ready, and that's on me.
The Jackets defense hanging in there. Number 10, Jed Cambry with a big tackle for a loss. A few plays later, number 3, Poirier scrambles to find an open receiver, number 5, Justin Storks, for the easy touchdown, 28-7. Gators pulling away.
Once again, busted coverage, miscommunication, however you want to call it, just not ready to play. I mean, that's on us. I mean, it's embarrassing, and those are the little things that we're in the process of getting cleaned up.
Another good defensive play on this next drive. Number 10, Cambry with the big sack near midfield, forcing the Gators to punt. Jackets, though, would be stuffed on 4th and 1 the next drive. Turnover on downs, Gators ball. Going into the fourth quarter now. Gators QB number 3, Poirier, scrambles, gets close to the goal line. Cenimal would then score on the next play. The lead extended 35-7. Cenimal up. Jackets trying to come back. Number 15, McDaniel, big pass to number 1, Troy Goldman. Goldman hurt on the play and would not return for the rest of the game.
Yep.
A few plays later, number 15, McDaniel, touchdown pass to number 24, Preston Holwager. Extra point would be blocked. Cenimal wins 35-13. So, Coach, looking back on that, obviously our offense couldn't really get going for most of the game.
Well, it was an ugly game. We had a lot of penalties, so you start behind the chains a lot of times. That makes it tough. You can't get in a rhythm, and then you go ahead and you spot a team of like Cenimal, 14 points, a big lead. Well, they could pin their ears back a little differently, and it's hard to get that rhythm. There were a couple things that I take away from that were my faults, and that I don't want to say that I regret. There's just a couple things right there that I threw out there that could have changed. 5 minutes into the game, I probably could have called a timeout. I think it was going a little fast for them. But realistically, I don't know these kids, and I wanted to see them in action. I wanted to see how they could handle that. I wanted to see if they would handle it. Looking back, I probably should have taken a timeout because, I don't know that we handled it real well, but that's part of me getting to know these kids. And the second one is, we went for a 4th and 1 late in the game down in our, deep in our own territory. But if you want to win a state championship, you got to be able to get 1 yard. And for me to try to instill trust in those kids this early, to give them that opportunity, that's really why I was doing it. I mean, I want them to see, man, look, we've trained, I've taught, we've coached you, I trust you. You have to get the job done. And, you're trying to instill that in them. You give them that opportunity. Would I take it back? No, I'd do it again because that's our chance of winning these kids over. You give them the responsibility. They got to get the job done. And if you want to win a state championship, you got to be able to get a yard.
So speaking on all those things, what were our practice focuses after this game?
Well, really, it's just cleanup, man. Like if you watch a lot of our bust, it's just mental assignments. We can make all the excuses we want to make. It just comes down to us, coaches, us young men, getting the assignment, executing the job in the way you've taught to execute the job, and getting it done. There's no doubt. I'm not going to make excuses, but we're behind an 8 ball a little bit with the way the offseason was. But that's just an excuse because everybody was behind that. Yeah, I know I'm new and all, but you know what? We got players that we think can play, and we just got to execute what it is we do. And that's what's that's what's making this fun. We're going to watch this baby grow very slowly, and then eventually the light's going to go off. And when the light bulb goes off, we're going to play a brand of football that Denham Springs has been hungry for. I honestly believe that.
At the end of the game, we saw that Troy Goldman went out. What's he looking like? Broke
his thumb, out 2 to 4 weeks, but so he doesn't miss any time as a senior. We went ahead and moved him over to the defensive side of the ball and see if he can learn some corner to give us another athlete out there on the edge. Corner's a little bit easier to learn, so maybe he can pick it up pretty quick. But now he's a guy that can go on every special team and give us a threat there.
So what were some of the things that we did well?
Yeah, I thought our I thought we handled some of the situations pretty well later in the game. You saw us kind of get going. We made a few plays. The problem is that was the same one assumption. We're wanting to make plays too late. Instead of making them early on, we're wanting to, are you comfortable because you're down? Are you comfortable because that's the spot you're most comfortable in because that's where you've been for a year? Those are the things that we've got to fight through. I thought some players stood out. I thought Ray McNeely did some great things. I thought Trey Harrell at tackle did some great things. Our nose guard situation between LaRue and Chris Smith kind of sorted itself out that game and saw Chris Smith be a better player than what he was going into that night. Excited about our, I thought our safety play was poor, but to see them bounce back, that tells me we have something. Great players, Hall of Famers have bad nights, bad games. The ones that are good don't have 2 bad games back to back, and that's really the positives I take from that is what I saw the following week. Though it wasn't what we wanted, there were some things and some growth from week 1 to week 2.
All right, now we'll take a look at last week's game at Assumption. Your Denham Springs Yellow Jackets getting ready for the second game of the season at Assumption, our second away game. They're marching onto the field repping the number 77 Remy flag. Take a look at starting QB John McDaniel warming up. Number 5 Sage Rive tackled in the backfield by number 11 Andrew Goodwin. A few plays later, Mustangs driving. Number 5, Rive, handoff to number 6, Jaquise Gilton for the first down. Mustangs would then go for it on 4th down. Number 5, Rive, pass is broken up in the end zone by 13, Spike Brasso. Obviously, a very good play.
Yeah, you want the opportunity to get off the field right there, and we've got to be able to make those plays on 3rd and long, 4th and long situations, and we do.
Jackets would take over on downs, but the offense couldn't get much moving. Heading into the second quarter now, Assumption driving, number 5 Rive, handoff to 6 Gilton, who goes up the middle and scores 6-0 Mustangs. Coach, what happened here?
Yeah, I mean, we not to single anybody out. We struggled on the outside linebackers, didn't squeeze that gap. The inside linebacker didn't get over the top. But really, it was a breakdown in fits. And those are the things that we're struggling right now, just trusting the process and trusting our defense and where everything fits. Guys aren't getting where they belong, and this is what happens when they don't.
The 2-point conversion would be no good. Denham ball, 15, John McDaniel rolling left, throws it to 82 Miles Edwards, who makes an incredible catch. Coach, let's talk about that catch.
Well, I mean, we need big-time plays made by big-time players in big-time games. Every game's a big-time game. You got to make plays. I mean, that's ultimately why we're here. You know, I tell them all the time, you know what's fun? Making plays. Go make plays.
Offense stalls, but number 18, Cameron Beal, makes a field goal. Lead cut, 6-3. Assumption still leading. He's getting nice and fired up after that big play. Mustangs trying to score before half. Number 5, Rive, screen to number 4, DeKevion Smith, who gets hit hard by number 8, Amari Warren. 4th down. Number 5, Rive's pass is incomplete. Number 27, Braden Bourgeois on the coverage. Halftime score, 6-3 Mustangs.
Good, great half right there. Great half right there. You know, down 6-3.
First drive of the second half, Jackets D forces a 3-and-out. Mustangs punting. Denham gets a hand on the ball, but it bounces off of another Jacket and is recovered by Assumption.
Tough break.
It's a big play for the Assumption special teams on that one. A few plays.
Lack of big play by the Yellow Jackets special teams.
A few plays later on 3rd down, number 5, Rive's pass is incomplete. 4th down, Mustangs going for it. This time, number 5, Rive's pass is complete to number 2, Jaden Tyler, for the touchdown. 14-3 Assumption. Coach,
Two's a special player. You know, he made plays when plays need to be made, and he's obviously the guy they like to go to for that situation. And he was everything we thought he was when watching film. And you know, it's fun to watch players like that. You just hate that it's against us.
It would be the Mustangs' ball again. This time it's number 5, Rive, doing it himself on a 50-yard QB keeper run for the touchdown. 21-3 Mustangs pulling away.
Once again, breakdown in fits, not trusting the job, not trusting the man next to you.
Let's take a look at that again. We see number 5 just run straight up the middle.
Well, you can see right there, we got guys' eyes on the football. You know, they think their eyes are on the football. A little misdirection, a little fake handoff right there, and we went chasing. What you're not supposed to do. You got to build the wall. You got to do your duty and let each other make plays. We did not do any of it.
Jackets ball, number 15, McDaniel gets hit low on the play. Flags would be thrown. He would hurt his knee and not return for the game.
A tough loss, man. Awesome kid, captain. Really a tough blow for us.
Sophomore QB, number 3, Reese Mooney, heading into the game. On 4th down, number 3, Mooney, rolling right, finds number 7, Micah Harrison, short of the first down marker. Turnover on downs. Now in the 4th quarter, Mustangs ball, number 5, Rive, finds number 2, Tyler, on the slant route for the touchdown. 28-3 Assumption. You were talking about number 2 being a good player. We see that on this play too.
Yeah, I mean, once again, you know, on top of being a good player, we just let him make plays. You know, we let him get inside us. We let him make the play. And those are things you can't do with special talents.
He slipped past a tackle, and then later in the 4th quarter, Mustangs driving again. Number 5, Rive, touchdown pass to number 17, Marcus Moeller, 35-3. Jackets on offense. Number 3, Mooney, dropping back but can't get rid of the ball in time, is sacked by number 12, Jarius Bridges. We would then head into the last minute of the game. Jackets trying to find something offensively all night. Number 3, Mooney, deep touchdown pass to number 7, Micah Harrison, who had a pretty good game based on these highlights.
Yeah, he picked it up in the second half, struggled the first half. showed us why he's out there and why we continue to put him out there by not letting that first half get him 2 down and came back and played the second.
Final score, Assumption 35, Denham Springs 10. So, Coach, looking at that again, our offense struggled again in week 2, and we made some of the same mistakes on offense.
Yeah.
And then our defense, however, they made big plays when they needed to in the first half.
Yeah, you watch the first half. We were a tale of 2 halves. I mean, the first half, they do a lot of what it is we're teaching them to do, and you see we have success. We hold them to 6 points. And then the second half, we kind of go brain dead. We kind of start doing our own thing, start looking for football. Everybody wants to make a play, but they forget they've got an assignment to do, and we kind of go brain dead. And when they play their game the way they want to play, you see what happens. Offensively, just too many mistakes still. I thought Mooney coming in gave us a little spark. I'm intrigued to see how he handles this week as a starter with John still being out. But that's what's the perk of having 2 quarterbacks of that caliber. They make each other better. They push each other. They cheer for each other. And I'm excited to see the young buck get an opportunity. So if the rookie can come through and give us a spark and lead this offense and make the reads and decisions that's got to be made for this offense to go, we should be a lot of fun to watch.
Against Cenimal, our defense played good in the second half, and then against Assumption, we played very well in the first half. How do we combine those two together?
It's your typical growing pains and roller coaster ride of getting a new program put in place for this program to be revived. This is a great historical program. It's our job to get it revived, and it's not going to be easy, and it's going to take time. And I'm extremely excited about the challenge. We know how people are. People already jump ship and make their little comments, but at the end of the day, our kids are coming every day with a great attitude. They want to be better. They want to get better. It's just going to take us time to get these kids comfortable and get through the past and some of the history they've been through.
And you said that Reese would be making the start this week.
Yep.
So how long will John McDaniel be out for?
They're telling us 2 to 4 weeks, but that kid is such a strong kid and a very strong-willed kid that I wouldn't be surprised if he's back at it in a week or 2.
All right, moving on to Westgate now. Obviously, last year there was the big blowout loss for Denham. How do we improve upon that?
Don't give up 70 would be my first start. Realistically, yeah, coaching cliche or not, as good as Westgate is, I'm really more worried about Denham Springs. We got to get through Denham Springs beating Denham Springs. We're still making way too many mistakes that it really doesn't matter who we play. We're going to struggle with them. If these guys would buy in to the process and what exactly it is we're doing, you can't force feed people to buy into what we're doing. A lot of it starts with believing in yourself. If they would believe in themselves and then execute the job we're asking them to do, we're going to have the opportunity to be really, really good, really quick. Right now, we're struggling with that. We're struggling with being, mediocre and almost being okay with it, or almost numb to losing, and that's unacceptable now. And that's really where we're at. And if we can figure out how Denham Springs will outplay Denham Springs and not let Denham Springs beat us, then we'll worry about Westgate. We'll be able to get lined up to them, and we know what we're dealing with, but we've got to be able to execute the game plan and what we're asking these kids to do. And when we do, they got a chance to be successful, and they got a chance to have a lot of fun, because ultimately fun is in winning.
Looking forward to this game, so should we be focused more on an offensive side of the ball or on a defensive side of the ball?
I think all 3 phases are still in growing spurts, and growing pains. Special teams, we make a big kick and then we turn around and we kick it to number 2, which you're not supposed to do against Assumption. It's supposed to be a sky kick. We kick it deep. Defensively, we got outside backers jumping around blocks. We're not setting an edge. The biggest thing in high school football, and much less any football, is you got to be able to set an edge. An edge gives you a chance to work the box and do things. Stop some of these little runs we're letting gash us. Offensively, we got to continue to find that 5-piece puzzle up front with that offensive line. That's going to give us the best way to be nasty and aggressive up front, to let our running backs get to work and protect our quarterback and let him play. All of these things are in the process of being figured out, and it's not going to happen overnight. And I'm extremely excited about where we are heading. I'd be more excited to know if it was quicker than what it is, but look, it takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
And to kind of wrap it up, what's going to be the message to the team this week as we go into
the biggest message right now is believe in yourself. They're forgetting that you can walk around with this chip on your shoulder and you can talk and say all these different things and all these things, but at the end of the day, I don't believe all of it. realistically, how can you believe in your teammates and everything they need you to do if you don't believe in yourself? So that's really our big thing this week is believe in yourself. Look in the mirror, just as I am. Look in the mirror. Dig deep down, find what it's going to take to be prepared to play Friday night or Thursday night now. Don't make excuses and believe in yourself. Because once you start believing in yourself, you can believe in everybody else. Because how can everybody believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? And that's where these dudes need to get, man. They need to have some confidence. They need to have some attitude. They need to have some swagger. And really, that's, sometimes that's hard to say when you're getting beat week in and week out and you're on a little losing streak right here. I get that. But I wasn't here for all that for last year's year, so I'm not buying into all that. I'm buying into the now. Now you have to play. Now you have to execute. And you know what? Believe in each other because I don't care what's happened in the past.
As a reminder, this week's game is on Thursday, not Friday. Thank you, Coach, for being here this week. As for me and Brett Beard, I'm Jules Dormain. Thank you for watching.